Family Recipe, this is Anne.
Hi, and welcome to Anne's Family Recipe. Today I'm making strawberry pretzel jello salad in honor of Jim's most classic prank where he takes Dwight's stapler and puts it in a bowl of jello. My strawberry pretzel salad starts with two 3-ounce boxes of strawberry gelatin and 2 cups of boiling water. So I poured the jello mix into the water and then stirred it around very thoroughly until everything had dissolved. Then I set this aside on my counter for about 15 minutes before transferring it to my refrigerator to cool off for about an hour and a half. In the meantime, I started on my delicious crust. So you take about 2 cups of crushed pretzel crumbs. You want to use either pretzel sticks or like the mini pretzel twists, along with 1.5 sticks of unsalted butter, which I melted, and then also 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. So here I am, I have the pretzel sticks in a gallon-sized Ziploc bag, and I'm just smashing them by hand with a rolling pin. You could also crush them up in a food processor, you just don't want them to get too fine. So there's my first cup, and then I'll add a second. I would say it's about maybe 3 cups of the whole pretzel sticks makes about 2 cups of the crumbs. So I added in the brown sugar, which gives this amazing kind of rich caramely flavor, and I broke up the big pieces with a fork and then drizzled in the melted butter. I stirred this all together and that became my crust. So I pressed it into the bottom of a 9 by 13 inch glass baking dish. You don't need to grease it. There's definitely enough butter in there to take care of that. And then my oven was preheated to 350 degrees. So this baked for about 10 minutes until it was set. Once the crust has finished baking, it needs to cool completely so that when you spread the cream cheese filling on top, it doesn't melt. So next, I'm going to slice up 1 pound of fresh strawberries. I rinse these off and then hold them or cut out the stems, and then I slice them vertically into thin pieces. For the filling, I used 8 ounces of whipped topping, an 8-ounce brick of cream cheese, both at room temperature, a splash of vanilla extract, and 3/4 of a cup of white sugar. So there's my brick of cream cheese, and I'm adding the sugar and the vanilla to it, and you definitely want this to be totally at room temperature so that it blends up nice and easily. I used my electric hand mixer to beat all of that together until it was very smooth. From there, I folded in the whipped topping until everything was incorporated, and then I set that aside until my pretzel crust was totally cooled. Next, I spread the creamy filling all over top of the pretzel crust, and you can see here that it didn't spread quite as easily as I would have liked. I don't think my whipped topping had totally defrosted. That's why I emphasize that you really want it to be at room temperature because that's the best way to get all of the ingredients to incorporate well together. And then I smoothed that topping all over the surface right to the edges of the baking dish because you don't want any of that jello to seep down into the pretzel crust and make it soggy. This cream cheese layer tastes amazing, but it also kind of protects your crust too. So it's really important to go to every single edge. Next, I spread all of the beautiful sliced strawberries on top of my cream cheese mixture and then poured the cooled but still liquefied strawberry jello all over the surface. And then this gorgeous dish went into the refrigerator for a couple of hours so that the jello would totally set. So when I sliced into it, you can see that all 3 layers held up perfectly. You've got that nice, salty, sweet crust on the bottom, the sweet and creamy filling, and then the beautiful kind of glistening berries in jello on top. So you can see that all my layers set up really nicely. My pretzels still have a little bit of crunch to them, nice creamy middle layer, and then the beautiful strawberry topping. You can definitely use frozen strawberries if that's all you have, or maybe it's not strawberry season, but those thinly sliced strawberries on top look really, really pretty. So now I get to give it a taste. Perfect.
Yeah, the pretzels are so crunchy. I love using brown sugar in the crust because it gives it a little bit richer flavor than just using regular white sugar. Strawberries are super fresh. The textures are great. It's crunchy, it's creamy, it's smooth, it's a little bit jiggly. It's really, really good. This would be perfect for any office potluck or picnic that you might have coming up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more episodes of The Office Eats. Thank you so much for joining me here in my kitchen, and I'll see you again soon with more family recipes.